Hello, my wonderful friends. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Sarzana. Today we're going to talk about how I read. So there's a lot of ways to read a book besides for reading a book physically. My friends and we were talking about this some time ago, and they were like, Sarzana, how do you read so many books? Or how do you make time to read so many books? And honestly, like being a mom, working full time and going to school, I have like zero time, honestly, and making time to like read 6 to 8 books a month is a little crazy, and I don't know how I do it sometimes. And it's because I enjoy reading also. I don't really have a lot of time to read, so I find different ways to read a book. So for example, if I'm doing chores around the house, I'll listen to an audiobook because, when you're cooking or you're cleaning or whatever, or even like grocery shopping or doing yard work, like you name it. Like if I can't hold on to a physical book in front of me and sit down, which is really hard to do, especially when you're a mom. So I'll listen to an audiobook, and there's different apps that I use to listen to audiobooks. So first of all, it's Audible. You can get a subscription for it and you can acquire books from there. You can either get like 1 credit a month, or I think you get like 12 credits per year or something like that, and you get it right away. I forget about the premium plans. Audible is easily accessible. They're a part of Amazon. So for example, if you buy a Kindle book, then you can buy an Audible book for like a discounted price, which is nice because you get to save a little bit of money there. I sometimes do end up buying a Kindle book and I will get the discounted Audible, especially if it's like a book like ACOTAR, for example. Like I'm always going to reread all the ACOTAR books or the Throne of Glass books. So I will get the Kindle version and I will also get the Audible version because I have multiple ways of listening to it or reading it. To listen to audiobooks besides for Audible, you can also use Spotify. Spotify has their own like premium plan. So if you're listening to music, they're planned for like $11.99 or something like that. You can also listen to audiobooks. The one thing that I dislike, or I am not a fan of, let's say, of Spotify is the fact that they limit us. So we get our premium membership with Spotify. We get to listen to music and have our playlist and whatnot, and we also get to listen to audiobooks. However, those audiobooks, we have like 12 or 14 hours per month, I believe. Don't quote me because I don't remember the exact amount of hours. I just remember that I was listening to audiobooks on there and it like cut me off and I was very upset. And another way that you can listen to audiobooks is through Libby. I use Libby very often. I have a membership through my library that I have applied to the Libby app. I don't know if I can get memberships for other libraries or if it's just like the one near me, but that's what I have. I have a membership for my library near me, and I have, well, not a membership, right? A library card, whatever you want to call it. However, I applied it to my Libby and I get Kindle books on it, and you can like download the Kindle book and you can read it on your Kindle or on your phone, on your Kindle app, or you can download audiobooks. And it doesn't go into your Audible app, but you listen to it through Libby. So it's nice to have those different options and you don't have to pay for it. It's nice to have. Another way that I like listening to audiobooks, it's not necessarily audiobooks, and a lot of people can't stand it or they just can't do it. And to be fair, I totally get it. After listening to audiobooks, this isn't a favorite way for me to listen to audiobooks, but a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. Sometimes I just don't want to spend the money on a audiobook or purchasing a credit so I can get a audiobook, or it's not available on my Libby and I have like no options. And let's say it's on KU. So I will download the book on KU and I will use the Alexa app, and it's pretty easy to set up the Alexa app. You just download Alexa and you have an option to like go to music and more, I think, and you can set up so that it links to your Kindle library, and what it will do is it will basically read your Kindle book for you, but it's like Alexa's voice. So it's a little jarring, and some people just can't do it because it's like AI or like some kind of automation speaking to you, and it just isn't the vibe when you really need it to be a vibe like audiobooks are. When the person that's reading the audiobook for you, the way they're speaking, it conveys to the plot line or what is going on in the book. So I can see how it gets a little weird to listen to Alexa talk to you and read a book to you, but it's an option, and it's a cheaper option, especially if you have the book on Kindle Unlimited and it's not included with your membership with Audible. It's just a trade-off. You have to decide what is best for you. So listening to audiobooks is my main thing, and using Libby, using Audible, Spotify I already pay for to listen to music, so it's already there, and it's just kind of a bonus for me to be able to listen to a book or a part of a book depending on how long it is if I listen to it on Spotify. And Libby has been a total lifesaver. I love Libby, and I'll have really big chunky books, and like for example The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and I will have the physical book, but it's humongous, so I'll want to listen to it and I'll use Libby or I'll use a credit from Audible. So it's just nice to have the other options. And my Kindle is also always with me. Like, I have it with me right now. It's always with me, and it's just so nice to have. Before I go to sleep, I usually open up my Kindle and read on it, unless it's like a physical book that I didn't purchase on my Kindle and I just don't want to spend the money. I have like a little light that I hook onto my book. It's just a small light just for your book, and it's nice to have because Miguel's sleeping right next to me and I don't want to disturb him while he's sleeping, and sometimes I'm up until like 3 o'clock in the morning reading. So it's just nice to have my light for my physical books, and my Kindle, whenever I'm reading like a Kindle book, it usually helps me go to sleep. When I'm reading a book, it relaxes me and it just lulls me to sleep, or it really stresses me out and I just stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning until the point where my eyes are shutting down on their own. Like, I've actually fallen asleep reading my Kindle, like sort of like this, and I've woken up with it next to me. So that's happened, and honestly that's kind of it. Like, I just read all the time. I don't really like watching TV shows and like movies like that. I never really was until I met Miguel. I wasn't really a fan of TV, movies, and shows. I just could connect better when I read a book. It relaxes me and it gives me something else to do. There are so many stressors in life and I just have high anxiety, so it really helps me to read a book or listen to a book, and it just like calms me down. So I'm always reading. I'm constantly reading when I'm driving, when I'm cleaning. So it just works for me. I hope this helps, and I hope it gave you guys some ideas on expanding ways for you to read and listen to audiobooks. You don't always have to spend money to read a book. You can always go physically to your library and pick up a book, or get the Libby app and read it on your Kindle or listen to an audiobook. It saves you money and it's just really helpful. These are the different ways that I like to read my books. I've heard of Hoopla and a few other things that I just haven't had the chance to research and utilize yet. Do you use any of these methods to read a book, or do you have other ways that you like to listen to audiobooks or read your books? I'd love to know. Go ahead and leave it in the comments below. But that's kind of it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you will not miss any videos from me in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.